It's not. There's no need even to have a college degree at all.
Why wouldn't you spend it on nonsense at a college? Why wouldn't you build buildings you don't need and hire administrators that you have no use for? Because the money keeps on coming in. And
yeah, I mean, because they read a bunch of words. I've lived a bunch of life.
Well, that's true.
The entire purpose of a good university is to give you a foundation to fail, not a foundation to get an A. And if
no, it's not. There's no need even to have a college degree at all, or even high school. I mean, if somebody graduated from a great university, that may be an indication that they will be capable of great things, but it's not necessarily the case. If you look at, say, people like Bill Gates or Larry Ellison, Steve Jobs, these guys didn't graduate from college. But if you had a chance to hire them, of course, that would be a good idea.
What is it that business schools are doing wrong?
Well, in the investment field, I've thought that over the last 40 or so years that a great many business schools were teaching nonsense. But that doesn't mean they were in other aspects of other majors within the business schools.
And what colleges are doing are no different. It's easy to borrow money to go to school, to get a student loan, because it's all guaranteed, and colleges are happy to take it. And it's easy to raise tuition because as long as students can borrow as much as they need, why wouldn't you raise your tuition? Why wouldn't you spend it on nonsense at a college? Why wouldn't you build buildings you don't need and hire administrators that you have no use for? Because the money keeps on coming in. And not only is that bubble going to burst and impact colleges and universities, but it's having a significantly negative impact on our economy right now. Kids can't graduate from school and go, lease new apartments or buy new homes or buy new cars or go out and buy a new suit. Instead, they've got to just, pay back their student loans, and that's a huge drain on our economy.
Knowledge is not a problem. I mean, we obviously believe in knowledge.
Got to work, yeah.
So, what are you teaching your kids about going to college?
Well, my kids are 4, 7, to 10, so
you're thinking about this.
What I try to teach them is that you've got to learn how to learn. To me, the most important part of college is, are you learning how to learn? Because learning is a lifetime achievement. It's something you've got to continuously do. And one of the things that I'm trying to create varied interests for them, because I don't care what they major in college as long as they learn, and I want them to start now being excited about learning. I mean, literally, I'm online looking to see if there's any programming camps for my 4-year-old, and trying to convince my daughter she doesn't have to take every dance class in America, that she can learn some other things and experience those.
And so when you walk into a boardroom with a bunch of guys in suits who all went to college, you're fine.
Yeah, I mean, because they read a bunch of words. I've lived a bunch of life.
Well, that's true. Their law degree doesn't intimidate you, in other words.
It kind of evens us out, whether they know it or not.
Where do you think you get that self-esteem from? Seriously. I mean, most guys...
My mom, first and foremost, but then just living life, like, being in real situations and happen to be a person of high integrity and honesty and,
You never embarrassed yourself?
No, of course not.
You never walked in and said, "Oh, everybody thinks I'm ignorant here. I'm stupid."
I don't feel ignorant.
Right.
I don't.
Right.
I felt like I came up in a situation, or a time, where I wasn't afforded certain opportunities, and if afforded opportunities, I could be Oprah. I could be Bill Gates. I could be Warren Buffett.
We ask kids that are 16 to 18 years old to make $100,000 debt decisions when they go off to university. And they're not prepared for that. They don't know what they're getting themselves into. They just assume, okay, I'm going to pay 4 years of education at $25,000 a pop, and when I come out the other side, somehow I'll be able to pay it back.
Right.
That's not how life works anymore.
Well, oftentimes business education today, and I see it all the time, kids come out of college, the best colleges, Wharton and Harvard and Stanford and some of the great business schools, and they'll come out and they won't have practical experience. There's too many case studies that aren't practical. The entire purpose of a good university is to give you a foundation to fail, not a foundation to get an A. And if you graduate from college with straight A's, you have to do some serious soul searching as to why you chose to spend your time doing that.
The A students work for the B students, The C students run the businesses, and the D students dedicate the buildings.
It's like the newspaper industry, right? More printing presses, more big buildings, right? Makes us look grander. We have brains that we're putting them out there. There's a point of diminishing returns in terms of what it's worth for a college education and how much debt you're willing to saddle yourself.
A lot of things people learn, probably there's no point in learning them, because they never use them in the future. Because a lot of kids just in school kind of puzzled as to why they're there. I mean, it's actually kind of funny. You know, if you think of like what is education, like you're basically downloading data and algorithms into your brain, and it's actually amazingly bad in conventional education, because like it shouldn't be like this huge chore. You've got you know, someone standing up there kind of lecturing at people, and they've done the same lecture 20 years in a row, and they're not very excited about it. You don't need college to learn stuff, okay? Everything is available basically for free. You can learn anything you want for free. It is not a question of learning. There is a value that colleges have, which is like, you know, seeing whether can somebody work hard at something, including a bunch of sort of annoying homework assignments, and still do their homework assignments and kind of soldier through and get it done. You know, that's like the main value of college. And then also, you know, if you probably want to hang around with a bunch of people your own age for a while instead of going right into the workforce. So I think colleges are basically for fun and to prove you can do your chores, but they're not for learning.